Okay, good evening, class. We are going to look at Introduction to Computer Science, GSS 211, and we are going to treat Chapter 6, which is all about information protection. You are welcome to the class. Yeah, on the information protection, we are going to look at some few topics, which are the brief introduction of information protection, computer crime and their prevention, crime prevention and IT security. Under crime prevention and IT security, we are going to look at firewall stroke intrusion detection systems. We're also going to look at computer viruses. Under computer viruses, we are going to look at the origins of computer viruses. We are going to look at source of computer viruses, and we're going to look at how to deal with computer viruses. A brief introduction. You know, because computer is developed, and when computer was developed, a lot of it becomes so vital to use computer to do a lot of things. You know, it's very, very important to do a lot of things. So this enables a lot of people, users, organizations, you know, to exchange information on the internet, share resources, and, you know, share messages. So because of that, a lot of people began to use computers as tools to do their daily jobs. And as they were doing their daily job, it's called that there was a lot of increase in the number of domestic crime and international crimes. So on the internet, I mean, a lot of people began to use, you know, take advantage of the facilities provided by computer to commit a lot of crimes. And because of this, there is an urgent need for information privacy and information protection. That is why we are going to look at how to protect information on our systems. So we are asking the question, why do we need to protect our information on the system? If our systems are not protected, you will discover that our system will be infected with a lot of malicious codes and malwares. And because of those malwares, our system will be vulnerable to attack. When we say the system is vulnerable to attack, what we mean is that the system is prone, it will be exposed, it will be liable to attack. So any attack on the internet or any attack from maybe the bad guys can easily penetrate our system. And you know, we use our system to store a lot of information. So if somebody have access to your system, you might decide to steal some vital information that can cause a lot of harm. So when we talk about malicious software, we are talking about computer viruses, we are talking about worms, we are talking about Trojan horses. So who are hackers? We are going to look who are hackers. Hackers are just people that are computer experts. We call them computer experts, you know, but they just decide to involve in crimes, you know. And then for you to understand who the hackers are really, we have three types of hackers. We have the black hat hackers, which are the malicious hackers. Those are the people that really write antiviruses and the malwares that affect our system. Then we have the white hat hackers, who are the ethical hackers. Ethical hackers are those who hack to be able to protect the system. They hack to enable them find out the problems, you know, how the bad guys, the ones that are black hat hackers, how they go about, you know, stealing information and harming systems. Then we have the gray hackers. The gray hackers here, we can call them whistleblowers. Sometimes they discover vulnerabilities, that is weakness in the system or in an organization, and decide to make noise. Maybe, you know, tell the organization or maybe inform people that this is the challenge. For instance, now, like particular software might have a particular problem, and the gray hat hackers are the ones that can discover the challenges of that particular software and let people to know. So they intermediate between the black hat hackers and the white hat hackers. But the people that write computer worms and malicious software are the black hat hackers. Why are they doing it? Because they hope to benefit from it. Some of them do this for financial gain. Now we are going to look at computer crime and their prevention. When we say computer crime, what is computer crime? Sometimes somebody will say cyber crime. It's the same thing. When somebody is talking about cyber crime or computer crime, it's referring to the same thing. So computer crime or cyber crime is a crime that involves either use a computer to commit the crime or a network or network devices. When we talk about network devices, are those things that can enable you to connect to the network, like the internet and the routers and all those things. So any crime that involves the use of computer is what is referred to as computer crime. So what kind of tools that do these people use to commit computer crime? They can use computer to commit computer crime. If they use computer to commit computer crime, as the computer itself can be a target. For instance, if somebody is trying to hack into your system, that means the computer itself is a target. The computer can also be like a storage device. You can use as a storage device. Maybe you copy an illegal software or an illegal image into the system. That means the computer is used for crime. Then as a tool, you use computer to commit this crime. Sometimes you use computer to steal like a password, you store them in your computer. So computer can be used as tools, to commit crime. Then another tool that can be used to commit crime is the internet. Other programmable and electronic devices like your mobile phone can also be used to commit crime. And then we have malicious software, which is written by the bad guys. The malicious software can compromise your system. It can make your system to be so prone. So we say, why are they vulnerable to attack? Why is it that computers and computer resources are vulnerable to attack? Because they are flexible. When we talk about the store program concept, we talk about you being able to program the computer to do what you want the program to do, and then storing that information on the system. So because of that, computers are flexible, they are easy to use. So because of that, it is very, very easy for the bad guys to, write codes that can make the computer to be vulnerable. Vulnerable means that it is liable to attack. It can be attacked, Then because computers are programmable, it is very, very easy for a good programmer to write some malicious code that can affect the system. Then they are also on the network, on the internet, because they're on the internet, they share resources. So somebody can easily get a virus from another computer or from another source. Then let us look at types of crimes and their attack. We have different types of crime, but here we are going to look at two: crime conducted using computer as tools, and then crime conducted using specific computer technology as tools. When we say crime conducted using computer, we are talking about, for instance, now you store an illegal image on your disk or on your system. That is why using computer to commit that crime. You store passwords and store them on your system so that you can use those passwords maybe as a later to commit crime. You are using your computer to commit crime. Or maybe you steal credit cards and store the information on your system. That means you are using your computer system to commit crime. We also have what we call cyberstalking, cyberbullying, or harassment of individuals. What does that mean? When you cyberstalk, it means that you are using computer to harass somebody, and make the person feel very, very uncomfortable. You can cyberbully, you can harass. When you do that, you're using computer to commit crime. We also talk about piracy. What is piracy? Piracy is when you download maybe some files without having the right to do that. You may be like a software, because most of the software are sold. You just go to the internet and download those software, and you look for some particular type of keys, to have access into that software. That means you are pirating. It's a very, very big offense. Another way you can commit crime with computer is when you do phishing attack. Phishing attack is just stealing sensitive information. You post like the owner of that information, or you just post, for instance, now a bank, you just decide to post as somebody who is working in the bank, and you call a customer and you tell the customer that you need so information and so information. That is phishing. What you need is you want to steal information to enable you have access to the person's information. Then we have what we call the spoofing attack, which is identity thief. You just decide to behave as you are the real person. You take the identity of that person to commit crime. These are all means whereby you can use computer to commit crime. Then crime conducted using specific computer technology as tools. That means you're using the tools computer tools to commit crime. One of the tools that you can use to commit crime is fraud. You call it the denial of service. Denial of service, DOX. When you do that, it means you are denying people services to some particular type of resources. You flood. What happens is that when you carry out this attack, for instance, in a server, what you have done is that server will not be able to process information because you are feeding the server with more information than the server can process. So by so doing, you will deny people services into that particular system. For instance, now maybe you want to, log into your Facebook and then maybe do some certain things. And discover that you are trying to log into the Facebook and you cannot log in. That is denial of service. If an attacker has decided to carry out a denial of service attack, you will not be able to log into that services at that particular point in time, and thereby denying the user, the rightful user, opportunity to use that system. Because of this kind of attack, it will cause the website to go down, and the website will not be able to, you'll not be able to be online. It will go offline. Another way you can use computer technology as tools to commit crime is when you hack or gain unauthorized access to computer system. Unauthorized access is when you are not authorized to use a particular computer resources and you want to gain access into it, maybe by stealing a password or by hacking or by doing whatsoever to give you access. You might decide to write a malware that will go and look for the password or the admin password or whatsoever to give you access into that system. When you do that, you are using computer tools to commit crime. And what are you intending to do? To steal information or compromise the system. When you compromise the system, means that system is no longer it doesn't have what we call confidentiality. And then the last part of this is that when you create malicious programs are codes, small programs that you write that are malicious, that can cause harm. And when you write this malicious program, what do? They can delete information from a system, they can modify information from a system, and they can destroy data. They can destroy the operating system data, which can also cause the system to crash. Like when you modify information, for instance, now you can modify information and change the username, and the rightful user of that system will not be able to have access. So these are the three ways that the computer technology can be used to commit crime.